Before we start, here is one question for everyone watching. What happens when a leader stops chasing titles and starts chasing purpose? Today's guest is someone who has built his entire 3+ decade professional journey on that idea. And trust me, what he is about to share will change the way you look at leadership. I am Farooq Khan, a solution leader and trusted advisor, someone who has lived this world of technology, sales, and strategy from the inside. This is not a typical interview, it's a real conversation between people who understand the game. To start this, I couldn't have chosen a better guest. Today's on the show, we have an owner of handsome personality, an ideal brand ambassador known for his voice, clarity, and ability to lead with purpose. Lalit Sudhakar Raje. For over 3 decades, he has held leadership roles including Regional Director at Invecto Technologies, CEO at Syndrome NewEdge, Vice President APAC at CyberBahn Training and Advisory Services, Vice President at Celio, and Business Development Leader at Entity. And his stint with Entity spanned 2 decades, donning hats of varied strategic profile, an association he is proud of and owes a lot to. A highly accomplished leader who has shaped the Indian enterprise tech landscape with experience, vision, and character. Lalit ji, welcome to Podcast 101 with Farooq Khan.
Thank you very much, Farooq. And I have no words to thank you for this exemplary, wonderful introduction of mine. I am truly delighted to be here on your podcast. And to all the viewers and to all the listeners, let me tell all of you, when you are with Farooq Khan on a podcast, the conversation gets real and pulsating. So Farooq, I'm all set, all ready for you, and also for your no easy rule questions. Thank you once again.
Thank you. The journey. You have led some of the biggest names in the industry. When you look back, what's the one turning point that shaped your leadership journey?
Well, Farooq, to tell you, it all started with curiosity. And over the years in my journey, I realized that leadership, true leadership, is not about titles, it is not about designations, but it is exclusively about responsibility. And when you talk about responsibility as a leader, you have an amazing opportunity to impact the lives of so many people positively. It's about learning their challenges, their problems, getting to know them more and more very, very closely. And this is one responsibility wherein you can impact the lives of so many people positively, is one which you should never take for granted.
That's powerful. You have moved across companies, built high-performing teams, shaped strategies. What one habit that stayed with you all along?
So Farooq, it is empathetic listening, and I reiterate, it is empathetic listening. That is important. You must listen to your clients, to your people, and also to your gut empathetically. Extremely important, and that is what gets you the granular, on the ground reality. Because listening leads you to getting the trust, the clarity, and connection. In absence of listening or empathetic listening, as I always like to say, you're only leading by assumptions, and that is not getting you anywhere.
That's brilliant. Leadership built on listening. That's rare. Scale, growth, and execution. You have handled large teams and major business mandates. What drove that growth?
So Farooq, a couple of principles I've always upheld in life, namely agility, sincerity, dedication, commitment, integrity, ethics, and ownership. In my view, you don't need to be the loudest or the biggest player in boardrooms. You should be the most responsible one. And these are some of the basic, simple principles in my life I've always followed, have really helped me consistently maintain healthy, profitable growth year on year and also simultaneously help me build multi-million dollar business pipelines.
That's a golden rule. Simple and powerful. Great. Real talk. Some says leaders are top, lose touch with the ground reality. What's keep you connected?
So, Farooq, being in sales throughout my career journey, I have been out there on the field, in front of my customers or on the field with my teams, which has always helped me stay relevant and stay connected. I firmly believe that people are any organization's best and most powerful asset. So, what I simply did in all my organizations that I was fortunate enough to serve is to create inclusive environments where people get to learn, grow, flourish. And that, in my view, drives overall success. Likewise, in the case of even customers, you know, customer experience is what I've accorded topmost priority, right? Listening to customers, helping to create a wow factor for them, taking ownership, and in short, being a true brand ambassador for any customer in your organization has been a fundamental principle I have always lived with. Because in the absence of both of these, which is staying connected to the ground and with the teams or with the customers, doesn't really make you relevant. You become non-existent.
Love that, Lalit. Leading from people, not PowerPoint. Mistakes and lessons. What mistakes taught you your biggest lesson?
So, Farooq, yes, I'm not uncommon in that sense. I've also made mistakes and I've learned from my mistakes. So, in my nascent years, I prioritized results over relationships. But then I realized, reading down your team's necks does not really help. It's people and not pressure which actually will get you the desired outcomes, right? And so I learned it the hard way. Finally, it is about getting results empathetically and working closely with the team. And then you take care of your people, take good care of your people, and people will take care of the business.
If you were not in this industry, what would you be doing today?
That's a good one, Farooq. Well, it's not about blowing my own trumpet, but people whom I know, my well-wishers have always applauded me for the personality and the voice I carry. So perhaps, and you know what? A little less known secret is what I'm going to disclose only to you and on your podcast. Before I came into this industry 32 years ago, I gave 5 years of my life to show business. I began as a model in my rural college days and then transformed into acting. And to date, whenever time permits, I do lend my voice for voiceovers. So to answer your question, the best answer I can think of is maybe a radio jockey, or for that matter, my first love, which is acting. I can still go back to that.
That's great. Voice explain it. RJ Lalit tuning in from the clouds.
Thank you, Pan.
Advice and legacy. What's your message to young professionals?
My two pies of advice to all aspiring leaders, Farooq, do not chase titles and designations. Chase growth. Learn effective communication. It is extremely important. Be consistent. Be relevant to your industry. Because the waves of technology are going to continue going higher and higher and higher. As I love using this adage, keep sharpening your saw. Okay? And that is what I would really love a true leader to be adhering to always in life. Stay consistent. always remain a student, always have the hunger, the fire in the belly for growth, to learn more and more and more. And that is what really is going to get you up there. And you will one day feel, yes, today I have arrived.
And how do you want your leadership to be remembered?
Well, very honestly, it is not actually with the projects that I would have delivered or accomplished, but it is by the inspiration that I have brought into people. As I always believe, there are two P's in life any person should adhere to. The first P is purpose. You have to have a purpose in life to achieve anything which drives you. And then when you have a purpose, the second P is passion. How passionately you pursue your purpose, right? So basically, it is about now in my current stage and phase, I'm into mentoring the next level of leadership, the next level of leaders, whom I see a spark in. So I think now my mission, not impossible, but mission possible, is to mentor and is to help inspire the next level of leaders. And that is how I would like to be remembered.
Oh, that's a legacy line. But sincere and timeless. Great.
Thank you, Farooq.
Rapid fire round. One leadership habit that never fails.
Ownership.
One habit every leader should drop.
Be a boss.
Tea or coffee.
Tea and lots of it.
The toughest part of leadership.
Owning a team's failure. That I feel is the toughest part of leadership. And never ever compromise on ethics, integrity, which in my view are non-negotiable.
One truth about business politics.
It brings to toxicity, and I firmly believed that people do not leave organizations, they leave poor managers and negative people.
Your superpower.
My personality, Farooq. This is an asset which has really helped me and is what I've been acknowledged for. And in the words of a stalwart CIO who once told me that, Lalit, your personality brings in a lot of positivity around the atmosphere that's around you. That I think is a terrific compliment. So that is something I feel is my superpower, and I have attempted always to make the most of it to help my cause achieve the goals and objectives of my organizations that I have been associated with.
One word that defines your journey.
Passion.
Great. Business politics. You mentioned myths. What's one real truth about business politics?
Well, Farooq, politics exists everywhere. I mean, it's omnipresent around you. What I feel is that one should not ever bow down to toxicity, to unsound pressure. Be authentic, be genuine, and avoid all the cacophony around you. Finally, in my firm view, relationships and trust will always outlast politics.
Simple and sharp.
Thank you, Father.
Before we wrap up, if our viewers who are decision makers across India and Middle East are watching this and they want you on their leadership team, are you open to the Middle East and are you ready for that challenge?
Well, challenges are meant to be confronted, so they're always welcome. Ideas are always welcome. Just to answer your question, it's a big, loud yes. I will be keen to open and explore ideas.
such honest and inspiring conversation.
Oh, thank you very much to you too, Farooq. It has been an amazing experience, a wonderful conversation, and I'm truly excited once again to have you on your podcast. Thank you for having me here. I think real questions, relevant questions, and I think I did my best to answer them equally really and with all the relevance and whatever little knowledge that I can impart, I answered them. Thank you very much once again, Farooq. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. This episode was not about technology, it was about leadership, trust, and power of people. To everyone watching, share the episode, tag your teams, and subscribe. I'm Farooq Khan, and this was Podcast 101 with Farooq Khan. Real voice, real lessons, and real leadership. Thank you.